And we're here in the championship game here in Lawrence, Kansas with the Elite versus the Air Capital Aces. And we're getting ready to serve here. Number 10 is going to be serving for the Aces.
We believe we can do this.
Score is 4-4. And number 10 now serving for the Aces.
Good serve, good serve.
Served by 10, ball's in the air. Number 9 tips it over. Into the back corner, first point goes to Elite. Number 5 now serving for Elite. And right into a hole. Point for Elite. Score now 6-4. Aces trailing by 2.
Down and ready, down and ready.
Number 5 serving for Elite. Up by 10. Up by 4. Over by 2. Tipped over by 2. Up by 2. Up by 4. Over by 2, but into the net. Point for Elite.
Stay aggressive, stay aggressive.
Number 5 now serving for Elite. Up and over by 9. Up by 2. Up by 4. Over by 2. And dropped by Elite. Point for the Aces. 7-5 now. Aces trail by 2. Number 9 serving for the Aces. And good serve by number 9. Ball is in the air. And into the back corner. That's going to be a point for Elite. Number 13 now serving for Elite. Up by 10, up by 24, over by 2. And into the back corner, that's a point for Elite. Number 13 now serving for Elite. Up by 10, up by 9, over by 2, up by 4, up by 22, over by 2, up by 2, up by 4, over by 2, into a hole. Point for the Aces. 9-6 now. Aces trail by 3. Number 3 coming in, number 24 coming out. Number 3 is going to serve. Served by number 3 and dropped by Elite. Point for the Aces. 9-7 now, just a 2-point game. Number 3 serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 3, ball's in the air. Up by 3 and over, tipped over by the Elite, up by 3, over by 22, into the back corner. Point for the Aces. Back to a 1-point game, 9-8 now. Aces will be serving. Number 3 serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 3. Up by 9. Up by 3. Over by 22. Up by 9. Up by 3. Over by 2. Up by 9. Up by 3. Over by 2. But it's out of bounds. Point for Elite. Number 21 now serving for Elite. Up by 22, up by 3, over by 27. Up by 9, up by 3, over by 4, and into the net. Point for the Aces. 10-9 now, back to a 1-point game. Number 2 serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 2, and it is out. Point for the Aces. Tie game now, number 2 serving for the Aces. Served by number 2 and dropped by the Elite. That brings the Aces ahead. 10-11 now, Aces ahead by 1. Number 2 serving for the Aces. Up by 2, up by 3 and over. And looks like a foul on the Aces. That's going to be a point for the Mavs. 11-11. 14 serving for the for the Elite. Up by 10 and over. Up by 10. Up by 3. Over by 4. And that is out. Point for the Aces. Aces pull ahead by 1 now. Number 22 serving for the Aces. And that is out on Elite. Point for the Aces. 11-13 now. Number 22 serving for the Aces. Good serve by 22. Up by 3, up by 9, over by 10. And into the back corner, point for Elite. Number 17 now serving for Elite. It's up by 3, up by 4, over by 9, and it's out. Point for Elite. That's going to tie this game up 13-13. Number 17 serving for Elite. Up by 2, up by 4, over by 10. Up by 4, up by 3, over by 4. Up by 3. Up by 2, up by 9, over by 3, but it's out. Point for Elite.
Nice try, Ian.
17 now serving for Elite. And attempted dig by number 3, but it's short. 17 again serving for Elite. Up by 10 and out of bounds. All right, number 17 serving for Elite. Up by 22, up by 4, over by 9. Up by 10, up by 3, over by 10. Up by 3, up by 9, over by 4, and not returned. Oh, tipped over by 9, and it lands back on the Aces side. Point for Elite. All right, number 17 serving for Elite. Up by 10, over by 9. And that is out on Elite. Point for the Aces. Number 4 now serving for the Aces. Score is 17-13. Aces trailing. Number 22 coming out. Number 27 coming in. Number 4 serving. Number 4 now serving for the Aces. And dropped ball by Elite. Score is 15-17 now. Number 4 serving for the Aces. Up by 10, up by 4, over by 10, up by 4, up by 24, over by 27, up by 2, up by 4, over by 10, up by 2, up by 4, over by 10. Good save there by the Aces. Up by 4, and double hit by 13. Didn't get it over the net. Point for Elite. Number 9 now serving for Elite. Score is 18-15. Aces trailing by 3. Up by 27 and out of bounds. Score now 19-15. Up by 27 and out of bounds. 20 points now for Elite, 15 for the Aces. And a timeout being called. We'll take a short break. And Elite coming back out of the timeout as the players take the court. Number 10 now serving for Elite. Up by 27, up by 4, over by 13, but into the net. Number 10 serving for Elite. Up by 2, up by 4, over by 24. And the ball blocked by number 13 lands back on the Elite side. Point for the Aces. Number 10 now serving for the Aces, scores 21-16. Number 10 serving. And the ball's in the air, back over the net, up by 2, up by 4, over by 2. And the ball's dropped by the Elite. Point for the Aces, 21-17 now. Number 10 serving for the Aces. Ball's in the air. Ball's still alive. Up by 27, up by 13, over by 10. Nice save there by the Aces. And it is out by Elite. 21-18 now. Aces are making up the point difference. Number 10 serving for the Aces. And a timeout being called. We'll take a short break. All right, players taking the court again here. Score is 21-18. Number 10 serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 10. Ball's in play. Over the net, up by 27, up by 4, over by 2. And out of bounds by Elite. Point for the Aces. 21-19 now. Number 10 serving for the Aces. Over the net, up by 2, up by 4, back over by 2. Up by 27, tipped over by 4, into a hole. Point for the Aces. 21-20 now. Aces trailing by just 1 point. Number 10 serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 10. And not returned by Elite. Too many hits. Tie game now, 21-21. Number 10 serving for the Aces. Number 10 serves, and it's out of bounds on Elite. Aces pull ahead by 1 point, 21-22. Number 10 now serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 10. And ball is into the net by Elite. Point for the Aces. 21-23 as the timeout's being called. All right, Aces now coming out of the timeout. A lot of energy going on behind me. Number 10 now serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 10, and the ball is dropped by Elite. 21-24 now. Aces need just 1 point to win this set. Served by number 10. Back over the net, up by 27, up by 4, over by 13, but it is out. Point for Elite. Number 5 now serving for Elite. And that is out. Point for the Aces. Final score for this set, 22-25, and we'll take a short break. All right, number 5 serving for Elite. Score is 4-4 in the second set. Up by 22, up by 4, over by 9. Up by 4, up by 9, over by 2, but it's just out of bounds. Point for Elite. Number 5 serving for Elite. Up by 10, up by 4, over by 2, into a hole. Point for the Aces. Number 9 serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 9, back over the net, up by 4, up by 22, over by 24. Into a hole, and Elite hits it into the net. Point for the Aces. Aces pull ahead now by 1 point. Number 9 serving for the Aces. And a short serve by number 9. It's going to be a point for Elite. Tie game now, 6-6. Number 13 is going to be serving for Elite. Up by number 9, up by 24, over by number 2, up by number 9, up by number 10, over by number 22, up by number 4, up by 22, over by 24, up by 9, up by 4, over by 24, over by number 2, up by number 4, up by number 22, over by 2, and into the net by Elite. Point for the Aces. Score now 6-7. Aces pulling ahead by 1. Number 24 is coming out. Number 3 is coming in. Number 3 is going to serve. Number 10 is coming out. Number 27 coming in. Number 3 serving for the Aces. Good serve there by number 3. Over the net, up by 9, up by 3, over by 4, but blocked by the Elite. And the ball falls back down on the Aces side. Tie game 7-7. Number 21 serving for Elite. Up by 22, up and over by 3. Up by 2, up by 3, over by 2, blocked by Elite. Up by 9, up by 3, over by 4, and out of bounds on Elite. Point for the Aces. Score now is 7-8. Aces pulling ahead by 1. Number 2 serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 2. Ball's in the air. Up by 9. Up by 3. Over by 10. Up by 22 and over. And into a hole on the Aces side. That's going to be a point for Elite. 8-8 now. Tie game. Number 14 serving for Elite. Up by number 2, up by 3, up by 2, up by 3, over by 4, up by 3, up by 22, over by 4, up by 2 and over. Good dig there. Up by 2, up by 3, but it's out of bounds. Elite pulls ahead by 1, 9-8. Number 14 serving for Elite. Up by 2, up by 3, over by 10, up by 2, up by 3, over by 4, and it falls onto the floor on the Elite side. Point for the Aces. Tie game again, 9-9, with number 22 serving for the Aces. Up by 10, up by 3, over by 4. That was in. Point for Elite. Ten to 9 now. Elite pulling ahead by 1. Number 17 serving for Elite. Up by 22. Tipped over by 4. Up by 3. And out of bounds on the Aces. 11 to 9 now. Elite pulling ahead by 2. Number 17 serving for Elite. Up by 22, up by 4, but it's dropped. Couldn't get any height on it. Point for Elite. Number 17 serves for Elite, and it's out of bounds. That's point for the Aces. 12 to 10 now. Aces trailing by 2. Number 4 serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 4. Ball's in the air. Up by 13. Over by number 24. Up by 10. Over by 4. Up by 4, up by 13 and over. Up by 2, up by 4, over by 10, and into a hole. Not returned by Elite. Score is now 12 to 11. 1 point game. Number 4 serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 4. And the ball falls on the Aces side. Another point for Elite. Number 10 now serving for Elite. And that was into the back corner. It's going to be a point for Elite.
Get the ball back. You got this.
Number 10 serving for Elite. Up by 24. Up and over by 13. And the ball hits in the back corner on the Aces side. 15-11 now, Elite pulling ahead. Number 10 serving for Elite. And a timeout being called. All right, both teams coming back out on the court. Score is 15-11. Aces trailing. Number 10 serving for Elite. Up by 13 and over. It's going to be up by 2, up by 4, over by 24. Up by 4, up by 13, over by 24. And it looks like it's out. Point for Elite. Number 10 serving for Elite. Up by 27, up by 2, over by 4, but it's into the net. Point for Elite. Number 10 serving for Elite. Up by 2, up by 4, over by 24. Up by 4, up by 13, up and over by 10. And into the net by Elite. Point for the Aces. Number 10 serving for the Aces scores 17-12. Aces trail by 5. Ball's in the air and it's dropped by the Elite. Point for the Aces. Number 10 serving for the Aces. Up by 9. Point for the Elite. Number 5 serving, it's up by 10, up by 9, over by 4, up by 27, up by 4, over by 2, Up by 27, low, dropped on the Aces side. Score now 19-13. Aces trailing by 6. Number 5 serving for Elite. Up by 10, up and over by 4. Up by 9, up by 4. Number 9 hits it over, and it's out of bounds on Elite. Point for the Aces. Number 9 now serving for the Aces.
You got this, let's go!
Score is 19-14. Up by 4, up by 22, and attempted tip over by 24, but it lands back on the Aces side. Number 13 now serving for Elite. And that's out of bounds, point for Elite. Number 13 now serving for Elite. And that's out of bounds on Elite, point for the Aces. Number 3 now coming in to serve for the Aces. Number 24 coming out. Score is 21-15 with number 3 serving for the Aces. Up by 2, up by 4, over by 2. That was just out of bounds, point for Elite. Number 21 serving for Elite. Looks like that was a false serve there. Ball goes back over to number 21 who's going to serve. Up by 9. Up by 3, over by 2, up by 9, up by 3, over by 2. And that's into the net. Point for the Aces. 16-22 now with number 2 serving. And that's a short serve by number 2. That's going to be a point for Elite. Number 14 now serving for Elite. Up by 9 and over. Up by 9, up by 3, over by 22. Up by 9, up by 3, over by 4, up by 4, up by 3, over by 10, and not returned by Elite. Point for the Aces. 23-17 now. Number 22 serving for the Aces. Good serve by 22, ball's in the air. Up by 22, up by 3, over by 10. Well, it looks like that was a line call there. Number 17 is going to be serving for Elite. up by 9, up by 10, over by 9. And the ball dies on the Aces side. Final score for this set, 25-17. And we'll take a short break. All right, number 5, serving for Elite. Score is 0-0. We'll play till 15 to see who wins the championship game here. Number 5, serving for Elite. It's going to be up by 22 and over, up by 2, up by 4, over by 2. It's going to be up by 10, up by 4, over by 9, but blocked, and back over by 24, sorry. And the ball dies on the Elite side, scoring the first point here by the Aces. 0-1, Aces leading. Number 9 going to be serving here for the Aces. All right, number 9 serving for the Aces. And it's a short serve. Point goes to Elite. Number 13 serving for Elite. And that's a short serve by the Elite. Aces ahead by 1. 2-1 is the score. Number 3 now serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 3. Ball's in play. Back over the net. Up by 9. Up by 3. Over by 4. Up by 9, but out of bounds. Good attempt, though. Score is even, 2-2. Number 21 serving for Elite. Up by number 22, up by 3, over by 22, but out of bounds. Number 21 serving for Elite. Up by 22, but no one there to get it. Point for Elite. Number 21 serving for Elite. Up by 22, up by 3, over by 2. Up by 2, up by 3, over by 2, into a hole. Point for the Aces. Score now 4-3. Number 2 serving for the Aces. Served by number 2. Up by 4, up by 3, over by 22, up by 9, up by 3, over by 10, up by 4, up by 10, over by 3, up by 9, up by 3, over by 4, up by 9, up by 3, over by 10, up by 3, up by 22, over by 4, up by 9, and out of bounds. Point for Elite. Number 14 serving for Elite. Up by 9, up by 10, over by 4. That was a good save. Up by 22, but out of bounds. Number 14 serving for Elite. Up by 10. And attempt to tip over by 3, but not quite high enough. Timeout being called. We'll take a short break. How many minutes is it now?
55 right now.
Oh yeah, it'll be past hour for sure.
Aces! Let's go Aces!
All right, score is 7-3. We're out of the timeout. 14 serving for Elite, over by 9. And into the net, point for the Aces. Number 22 serving for the Aces. And the serve is short. Number 17 now serving for the Elite. Up by 3, up by 4, over by 9, into a hole, and that was a point for the Aces. 8-5 now. Aces down by just 3 points. Number 4 serving for the Aces. And good serve by number 4. Double hit by Elite, point for the Aces. 8-6 now. Aces trailing by just 2 points. Number 4 serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 4. Up by 24. Up by 2. Over by 10. Up by 13. Up by 4. Over by 24. Up by 10, up by 4 and over, up by 2, up by 4, over by 9, and drop ball on the Elite side. 8-7 now. Aces trailing by just 1 point. Number 4 serving for the Aces. Served by number 4, ball's in play. And that is out. That's going to tie this game up 8-8 with number 4 serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 4. Up by 4, up by 9. Over by 24, and not returned by Elite. They're going to pull ahead by 1 point, 8-9 now, with a timeout being called. All right, number 4 serving for the Aces. Ball's in play. Up by 9, up by 4, over by 9, into the back corner. That's a point for the Aces. Score is now 8-10. That was a great play. Aces ahead by 2. And we're waiting for the ball to come back. It went over into the next courts. All right, number 4 serving for the Aces. Up by 4, up by 9, over by 24, up by 13, up by 24, over by 10. And that is out on Elite, point for the Aces. Score is now 8-11, and the Aces will serve. All right, number 4 serving for the Aces. Ball is in the air, back over the net, up by 24, up by 4, over by 9, up by 2, up by 13 and over, up by 24, up by 4, over by 24. And that is out on Elite. Score is now 8-12. Aces up by 4 with a timeout being called. All right, Aces coming back out of the timeout now. A lot of excited parents behind me here. Number 4 is going to be serving. Elite's taking the court. Score is 8-12. We played to 15. Aces need just 3 more points to win the championship. Number 4 serves. And the ball dies on the Elite side. 8-13 now. Aces need just 2 more points. All right, number 4 serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 4, and the ball dies on the Elite side. An easy point for the Aces. 8-14. Aces need just 1 more point now. Number 4 serving for the Aces. Over the net. Oh, and the ball dies on the Aces side. That's going to be a point for Elite. Ball goes over to Elite. Number 10 serving for Elite. Up by 24, up by 4 and over. Up by 9, up by 4, over by 9, and out of bounds. by Elite. That's going to make the final score 9-15, with the Aces winning this championship here in Lawrence, Kansas on March 27th, 2022.